everyone, welcome back to another diagnostic video. Today we're going to be looking at a 2016 Dodge Ram 1500. The problem with this vehicle is when you go to push to start button, nothing happens. The dash doesn't light up, nothing comes to life, the whole vehicle is dead. So I think what we're going to do first with this vehicle is hook up our scan tool and see if we have any communication with anything. Because a lot of times with these newer vehicles, with push button starts, you can still communicate with some modules, even though the key's not on. So let's do that first and see if we have any relevant codes that might push us in the right direction here.
Okay, so after hooking the scan tool up, we get this screen here, which is the topology, is what Chrysler calls it on their factory scan tool. This is pretty much just a roadmap of all the modules on the vehicle. I'll just quickly describe what we're looking at here. So all the modules that are blue, they are modules that are online and communicating properly. Modules that are yellow, they are online, communicating properly, but have code set. The grayed out modules are modules that could be installed on this vehicle, but are not on this vehicle. And the red modules are modules that should be on the vehicle, should be communicating, but that the scan tool cannot communicate with. So after hooking the scan tool up here, I don't really think we need to look at codes here. We can see we have a significant issue with the communication, and that's what we're going to have to chase down here. The first one that I noticed that's the most striking to me is the RFH module here. That is the radio frequency hub. I will quickly show you guys a description and operation of this module, and after reading that, you'll be able to understand why that is a critical module that must be online for this vehicle to power up properly.
Okay, so here we're looking at the operation for the keyless ignition node. Originally I went into the radio frequency hub description and operation. And here for ignition system, it tells you there's two different ways that this operates based on whether it's got a rotary switch, which is the where you insert the plastic key into the slot and turn the key, or keyless go system. However, it doesn't really describe it, or it doesn't describe it at all for the keyless go system. It only gives you the description for the rotary switch. So I had to go look elsewhere for the description, and I found it here under the keyless ignition node operation description. So here it says before the vehicle is allowed to start, another fob authentication cycle must be completed. Once successfully completed, the RFH next sends the BCM the ignition switch position. So this radio frequency hub is in charge of sending the ignition switch position to the BCM, and then the BCM powers everything up from there. So if we can't communicate with that radio frequency hub, we are going to have zero ignition input to this vehicle. So we're going to have to look up a wiring diagram here and check these things for powers and grounds and CAN bus if required, to see why this thing isn't communicating. Here's the wiring diagram for our radio frequency hub module. It's a fairly simple module here. There's not many wires on it at all. You have a couple powers, a fused battery power, ignition input. You got your two CAN lines here, a ground circuit, one circuit for security, another circuit for the ignition switch position signal, and then a transmission park signal. So the three circuits that we're going to want to check on here are our main battery power, our ignition power, although I don't think we're going to see anything on that because nothing's powering up, and then our ground here. So I think what we'll do first is just hook up to our main battery feed here, the red wire on pin 8, and the ground here, the black wire on pin 6. Just check them and make sure that there's proper battery voltage on the red circuit and a good ground on the black circuit. And then if need be, we can then check the CAN circuits to see if there's a CAN bus fault. Okay, so here we have our scope shot of our power and ground circuits at that radio frequency hub. Right off the bat here I can see pretty major issue. Our blue circuit here is our ground, and we've got about 0 volts on that, just about. But our red trace here is our main power to the radio frequency hub. You can see here we've only got about half a volt or just under half a volt on that circuit. So that is a major issue. So when I went looking for this one, there was one spot I checked in the driver's door sill, and I actually found a corroded wire there. This was a work truck, and it was pretty dirty inside. So I'm going to attach a picture here real quick and show you exactly what I found.
Here's the wiring that I found in the left side driver's footwell area. The wiring was actually pretty exposed, and there was a lot of dirt and crud around everything. So the one wire that has the corrosion there, it's actually been severely discolored and exposed to the elements, as you can see. That was the main battery feed to the radio frequency hub, which actually sits behind the rear seat back. So once I fixed this wire up, the vehicle powered up and actually started, and there were no codes whatsoever in this vehicle. So all this one really was this corroded wire in the driver's footwell.
If you like this video, please let us know by following us or liking us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And if you want access to more in-depth training videos, please visit our website at www.autoaid.ca. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.